Hi Anna. Today, we're going to talk about how you can train your brain to start thinking in English. Are you ready?
Hi, teacher. Yes, I'm ready. But I have a question. Why is thinking in English so important? I usually translate in my head, and it feels slow. Sometimes I even get stuck.
That's a really good question, Anna. When you think directly in English, your brain learns to understand the language naturally. You don't need to translate from your native language anymore. This makes speaking faster, smoother, and more confident. It also helps you understand English better because your mind stays in one language. Do you feel that translating slows you down?
Yes, definitely. Especially when I'm talking to someone. I pause a lot to find the right words, and sometimes I lose track of the conversation.
That's very common. When you practice thinking in English, those pauses slowly disappear. You start to feel more relaxed when speaking. Let's begin with a simple activity. Start by thinking in single words. Look around you and name what you see in English. Can you try that?
Sure. Let me see. I see a computer, a desk, a chair, a window, and a plant. But what if I don't know the English word for something?
Great question. If you don't know a word, don't skip it. Instead, describe it using simple English. For example, if you don't know the word bookshelf, you can say, "It's the place where I keep my books." This keeps your brain working in English and helps you learn new words. Can you try that now?
Okay. I see something that holds papers together. I don't know the word, but I can say it's a small tool that keeps papers in one place.
Excellent. That's exactly what you should do. You're staying in English, which is the goal. By the way, that object is called a paperclip. But now you know how to explain it even if you forget the word. Let's move on to thinking in short sentences. What sentences can you say about what you're doing right now?
I can say, I'm sitting at my desk, or I'm learning English. But sometimes I'm not sure if my sentences are correct.
That's completely okay. When you practice alone, don't worry too much about mistakes. The most important thing is to keep going. If you're unsure, you can write the sentence down and check it later. Mistakes are part of learning. Can you make more sentences about your surroundings?
Let me think. The sun is coming through the window, and my plant is growing nicely. But what if I want to talk about my plans for later?
Great sentences. To talk about the future, you can use "I'm going to" or "I will." For example, "I'm going to study English later," or "I will call my friend tonight." How would you describe your plans for today?
I'm going to cook dinner later, and I will watch a movie tonight. Is that right?
Yes, that's perfect. Talking about your plans in English is a great way to practice different verb forms. You can also think about the past. For example, this morning, I went for a walk. How would you describe your morning?
This morning, I had breakfast, then I studied for a while. After that, I went to the grocery store. But sometimes I forget the words I want to use. How can I improve my vocabulary memory?
That's a common problem. One helpful tip is to use new words in sentences as soon as you learn them. Another is to review words regularly, like in the morning or before bed. Flashcards and apps can also be very useful. How do you usually remember new words?
I write them in a notebook, but I don't always review them. Maybe I should use flashcards or an app. Do you think that would help?
Absolutely. Flashcards and apps make learning more fun and interactive. They also help you review regularly, which is very important. Another great habit is using new words in conversation right away, even if you're just talking to yourself. How often do you practice speaking English?
I try a few times a week. I'm usually alone, so I talk to myself or sometimes even to my dog. It feels a little strange.
That's completely normal. Talking to yourself is actually a great practice. It helps your brain get comfortable thinking in English. You can even imagine you're talking to someone else. What kinds of things do you usually say?
I say things like, I'm cooking dinner now, or I need to finish this task. Sometimes I pretend I'm talking to a friend and ask, how was your day? And then I answer.
That's excellent. Imaginary conversations are very powerful. You can practice situations like ordering food, shopping, or asking for directions. This prepares you for real conversations. What other situations could you imagine?
Maybe I could imagine being in a store and asking for help. Or if I'm traveling, I could practice asking how to get to the train station.
Those are perfect examples. Practicing different situations builds confidence. Another useful exercise is describing your whole day, from morning to night. Can you try that?
Sure. This morning, I woke up early and had breakfast. Then I went for a walk and enjoyed the fresh air. After that, I studied English. Later, I will cook dinner and watch a movie.
That was excellent. Describing your day like this helps English feel more natural. You can also plan your day in English in the morning. Have you ever tried that?
Not really, but I like the idea. I usually plan in my native language, but I'll try English. For example, today I'm going to study, then meet a friend for coffee.
That sounds great. Planning your day in English keeps your mind active in the language. You can also describe things as you do them, like, I'm drinking coffee, or, I'm walking to the store. How do you feel about trying that?
I think I can do that. I'll start with simple descriptions. But what if I don't know how to describe something?
If you're unsure, don't skip it. Describe it in the simplest way you can. For example, if you don't know the word umbrella, you can say, it's something you use when it rains. This helps you stay in English. Can you describe something you see right now?
I see a remote control. I can say it's the device I use to change the TV channel.
Perfect. You're doing a great job. Over time, your vocabulary will grow. Try challenging yourself by describing your thoughts and feelings too. How do you feel right now?
I feel excited because I'm learning new things, but also a little nervous because I want to do everything correctly.
That's a great way to express yourself. Talking about feelings in English is very important. Feeling nervous is normal, but remember, mistakes help you learn. The more you practice, the more confident you'll become. Do you have any other questions?
Yes, one more. How long will it take before thinking in English feels natural?
That depends on how often you practice. If you practice consistently, it will become easier over time. For some people, it takes a few months. For others, it takes longer. The key is to keep going, even when it feels hard. How often do you think you can practice?
I think I can practice every day, even if it's only for a few minutes. I'll start with words, then sentences, and conversations.
That's an excellent plan. Daily practice, even short sessions, makes a big difference. You're already doing great, Anna. Stay patient and keep practicing. Soon, thinking in English will feel natural.
Thank you so much, teacher. I feel more confident now and excited to practice.
You're very welcome, Anna. I'm proud of your effort. Keep going, and don't hesitate to ask for help when you need it. You've got this.
Thank you. I'll keep practicing and let you know how it goes.
Thank you. Alright, thank you to all our listeners. We're so happy to have you here on Mr. English Boost channel. If you enjoyed this lesson, please subscribe, like the video, and share your questions or ideas in the comments. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the next lesson.